So far, Big Ben, Jared Goff, Kirk Cousins, and Derek Carr are all outpacing Peyton's blistering 2013 season. But aside from Goff, those guys are all on losing teams and aren't even playing that particularly well. I think this is a bad thing. I don't like this. They're devaluing the quarterback position by making the pocket too safe. Anybody can do this. Hell, you might throw for a few hundred.
Yeah, they call me Baby Elway for a reason. I can throw. I love it because I love the results. We're watching that Rams-Vikings game last week. That might have been the best football game I've seen in many of years. It felt that way.
Till last night. Go ahead.
Another game where it's high scoring. That's my point. I don't like defensive struggles. I play defense. I don't want to watch Titans-Jags 9-6. I want to see arena ball. I want to see the Super Bowl 41-33. I'm all in for it because I love the results.
Here's what they've done. They've created rules that essentially protect. I mean, if you eat onions pregame and you breathe on a quarterback, you're going to get fined. That's the way it goes, and you just have to put it in context. If you're a guy that's going to spit stats in my eyes, there's two things that I realize. Either, one, you didn't watch the game and you're just spitting stats, or two, you watch the game but you have no idea what you're looking at. So when you start comparing these numbers to Peyton Manning, when you start comparing these numbers to other quarterbacks who have played before, just understand context. Understand that the league has changed, and you got the protection of the pocket. You're not, as a DB, you're not allowed to touch a receiver anymore. You're not allowed to jam guy. Right. I mean, it's completely created. The rules have completely created this kind of production. And I'm with you. It is what it is. I don't like it. I don't like that part of it, but that's the way the game is now.
Yeah, that's exactly where I am on it. I don't necessarily like it, but it is what it is. Just because Peyton's records may fall doesn't mean he's not still one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time.
Right.
You know, no disrespect to Emmitt Smith, love him to death, but I don't, just because he has the rushing total, I don't think he's the best running back to ever have played the game. There's a couple guys I would throw up there even higher than him. Let's say Barry Sanders, for instance.
Yeah, exactly.
If you put him on Emmitt's team, that's always been a debate growing up. If you put a guy on that team, what happens? And so numbers are numbers. And yes, the way today is, they don't even play the game 15 years ago since I came in the league and now that I'm out. It's totally different.
It is.
Teams on defense and offense, they stay in that nickel sub personnel where they're constantly throwing the ball. Back in the day, it was smash mouth, hit you, let's go. And that's 15 years from my rookie year. And so and Peyton played in a little bit of both of those eras. We were talking a little bit off camera about somebody's game being able to transition from the era they played in to another era. Mm-hmm. Peyton's one of those guys who played in both those eras. Tom Brady the same way. He's still up there as far as greatness, but he won't be up here as far as numbers because he didn't sling it all over the yard.
I just feel like, though, quarterback is the premier position in sports, in all the sports. It used to be shortstop in baseball, used to be the heavyweight champ in boxing. Now it's the quarterback. And we keep making the job easier. And that's what kind of drives me crazy. I agree with you, Marcellus, that this weekend's games were off the chain and awesome.
Yeah.
Last night's game was awesome. The ratings are up. So maybe I'm the old dude, shouting into the wind or whatever, because everybody else is enjoying this and quarterbacks are healthier, and maybe giving them more protection in the quarterback has made football more entertaining. And so if it's safer for quarterbacks, maybe it's more entertaining. But I just feel like football, to me, has always been a game of intimidation and trying to impose your will on the other guy, and it's harder to do that to the quarterback.
Here's the thing I don't like about it. There is a toughness quotient that you had to have to play in this game. Mm-hmm. And there's a reason that not everybody plays. One, most guys haven't been touched by the hand of God with the ability to play. The other thing is most guys, even though they talk about how good they were in high school, aren't tough enough to play this game at this level. And you're taking out that quotient. There's something special about a quarterback who'll stand down the gun barrel and take one in the lips for his team and get back up and keep playing. And you're eliminating that.
But
I know, but you're starting to eliminate.
C.J. Beathard would disagree with y'all right now.
Yeah, he's
okay. He doesn't have a choice, though. C.J. Beathard don't have a choice.
Look, you watched the end of that Rams-Vikings game, which is arena football. But still, you saw that game end by defensive stands. 2 sacks, and Ndamukong Suh, Aaron Donald, slamming quarterbacks to the ground. Like, you still have to be tough. Like, they're making it safer, but they're not necessarily making it easier. Like, easy, let's not conflate the two, because look, these numbers by all the quarterbacks are going to inflate because the game has changed. We have made the situation where we want to see inflated stats. I give you that. But you still got to sit there in that pocket and take some L's, and a lot of quarterbacks still get hit. Ask Aaron Rodgers. What happened to him?
I mean, they get hit, but to Mark's point, it's not the same. Me knowing, all right, if I get hit, it's gonna be 15 yards or or that guy's gonna get in trouble. He's gonna get penalized. Versus me getting hit, feeling like, oh man, he's just gonna keep hitting.
So you want Joe Theismann?
You gotta have
football,
a mental.
You just, if it don't go out like Joe Theismann,
but you have to have a toughness.
You know what I hate?
Same thing I said yesterday.
It's the same thing with the quarterbacks. You touch a quarterback. Come on. Is Baker Mayfield out of the hospital when he got that and he got a 15-yard penalty on that one? I mean, give me a break. Same thing with receivers. I mean, you hit a receiver over the middle, and the first thing they do, they're not hurt. They lay on the ground, and then they go, oh, where's my flag? You're like, that drives me crazy.
There was a skill to playing quarterback in terms of you would get hit and you'd be dazed and confused for the next play or two. And there's less of those plays now, Marcellus. There are some.
So you want more of them?
Less of them. Well, that was part of a quarterback that could play a little bit dazed and confused. And still, that's why I love Phil Simms, man.
Tough
Phil
for them.
Simms would stand in that pocket and take a hit and could still call the next play and get through the next 2 or 3 plays.
Oh, look at him. He had to go uphill both ways, huh? Good for you. Like, it's called evolution, man.
Marcellus, got a problem with all this whining from Denver?
Wow, I got a problem with you saying that's whining. I mean, that's not whining. Sports fans, Jason Whitlock, everybody who's on the wrong side of the fence with this, realize that if I point out your bad, your mistake, don't try to flip it on me like I'm the problem, like I'm the one that's complaining when you're not doing your job. I've been here before, and I've been there in bigger stakes than that. Playoff game against Tennessee Titans, Buffalo Bills, Music City Miracle. And they messed that call up. And yeah, post-game, I look worse than them. Crying, whining, according to you, because I'm like, y'all messed up. And it's crazy about our culture, especially sports fans, where we look at something that we know we messed up, but if your reaction is not in accord to what we want to see, we start blaming them. The players are sitting there saying, there's a big donut and a zero. Can you please just throw the flag so that play doesn't count? That's not whining.
Marcel, you watched the game, right?
I did watch the game.
And so you saw earlier in that drive, it was 2nd and 30.
Mm-hmm.
And the Broncos couldn't get off the field.
Right.
And so the Broncos, to me, why they need to shut up here is 5 yards is going to save them. You think backing Patrick Mahomes up 5 yards was going to save him? The guy threw like a 30-some-odd yard pass on that delay again. 5 yards was not going to save the Broncos.
But it wouldn't have counted.
They had 2nd and 30, and they couldn't stop him then. They had him wrapped around his legs, and he threw the ball left-handed for a first down. 5 yards.
But, okay, so let's keep listing. You're pointing out all the indiscretions against Denver. Add to that list, one of those plays shouldn't even count it, and you never know what that does in terms of momentum.
You know how many penalties the guy overcame? That's Pat Mahomes' magic. They need to shut their mouth and say, Pat Mahomes just stuck it to us. Them 5 yards wasn't going to save us.
But you got to understand, in the flow of a game, that matters. When you're stopping someone's momentum, when you're saying, hey, that play right there that looks successful and all that energy you got from it, we got to take that back.
Let me give you an analogy. Let me give you an analogy. If I came in here tomorrow, I lost 5 pounds. I lost 5 pounds. I lost 5 pounds. 5 pounds. 5 pounds. That's what you would do. You would sit there like, 5 pounds.
Wait, because you got a lot of field to go, man. A lot of first downs. That end zone far.
Laughing just like you just said. Like, that's good, dog. You want a cookie? What?
Yeah, right. You're crazy, man.